Hi everyone, welcome to Hangout on Air. Today we are talking about how to manage AdWords campaign. Today is the Hangout number 10. Remember, like we are doing 13 Hangouts in 5 days. We are speaking about finance, yesterday, travel, and retail, gaming industry, also how to build campaigns. Now it's coming how to optimize the campaign, also Google Analytics, UX experience, and very important hangout is about landscape. And for you today, we have the agenda if you want to have a look. So we speak about introduction to basics in order to get the most of your app campaigns. Afterwards, about search campaign. Also in search, we are talking about Google search, like google.com, plus the new feature like we got 3 or 4 weeks ago. It's ads in play, means ads on Google Play. Third one, we are talking about AdMob and display. When we say display, we mean MGDN. And the last one, YouTube. At the end of these four contents, we are doing next steps so we can wrap up and help you for the strategy. Okay, but before to move to search, I want to speak about app promo. We are thinking, okay, you can have the most beautiful app campaign building and so many keywords, ad groups, but if at the end of the day your app doesn't work, if at the end of the day the landing page of your Google Play it's not appealing, it's not, you have bad rating, doesn't matter if you promote well done or not. The performance will be quite low. For this, for that reason, today I want to start with some basics optimization on Google Play. Remember, like 2 days ago, you have a hangout about Google Play, but today I want to talk about how you can leverage your screenshot. This is a game, as you can see, it's just a plain screenshot. After we have another example of, I think it's to find a job. You can see it's a screenshot. You can see the time, you can see the battery, the location, but this is not the way. Remember, this is what the users see after the click. If the landing page is not appealing, they won't download. What is an appealing one? Is this one. As you can see, in every single screenshot, it's high quality, high definition, and also there's a call to action. The same way like you do call to action on your ad text, you need to do it on your screenshot. And this is for me the basic one, because some of you, they are coming from the desktop world and they care about the landing page to go to specific domain. Here we have only one domain, Google Play. So take care. Leverage the text where what you are writing, leverage the high quality pictures. Following the app size. This is something quite common, like we are facing, and sometimes we realize between IT guys and CMOs, and they don't realize about the weight of the size of the app. Makes a difference a lot. Why? Because for the IT guy, it's better to have and to make a 100, 150 or 1 GB game, because they can pull as many code as they want, and they don't need to create the sync with the cloud. But here is the point. If in this case is for Android, is the limit is 50 megabytes, for iOS is 100 megabytes. If your app, the weight or the size is bigger than 50 or 100, what's happening? You can see on the right, the user will see this message. There, it's a warning. And what's mean this warning? If you're using a 3G or 4G, means like the user probably won't use their data plan to download your app. And we saw in several clients, more or less, that about 50-60% less conversion rate if they are using 3 or 4G, and the app it's higher than 50 or 100. So first advice is make sure speak with your IT and to have as lighter size as possible on your app. Some advice for you if you are like a digital marketing manager is IT guys, they don't like you push them like how to do the things, but they need to understand if the app is not light, you won't be success. Okay, and and now we are talking about the how to optimize Google App campaigns. But before, I want to give you a quick snippet of which are the benefits of each app network. You can see first one we have search, where we can find low CPI because are driving most of them with the branding terms, but also low volume. It's important to do it, yes, and in the next 2 or 3 slides we will see why. AdMob, for me, AdMob and MGDN goes together, and this is the strategy that makes the difference. AdMob and MGDN will bring you around 70-80% of the total downloads, plus will be the most cost effective app network. And YouTube, the way we have the new YouTube app promo, you will find a healthy balance between branding and performance. Sometimes, if you are doing desktop through view, you can measure the clicks, you can see how many people go to your site. And with YouTube app promo, you will see how many people see your video, how many people download your app, how much do you pay per download. So will be quite performance driven. And my 2 tips for before the start is if you are new on the app world, start with search and add more MGDN campaign. If you are a branding campaign, like a brand client, it's mandatory to use YouTube with no doubts. Okay, and now we start with search app install and how we can improve. This is just quick snippet of what we can do. And today we are talking just the green side, the Drive app install. About Drive app engagement, I think is the next 2 sessions will speak about engagement. And here we start the first strategy. The first app you can see Get Shopping Express is click to download. So you need to create a keyword, be quite appealing to the ad text, and when the user click, they go to the Play Store. However, the second one gives you 2 options. If you click the ad, you go to the website. As you can see, the Nest Learning thermostat. However, you can see below in a light blue, you said get the mobile app. If you click here, you go to the App Store. Which one I have to use? We encourage to use the click to Play Store with more and related keywords to your brand and words like, for instance, we are talking about finance app, finance Android, finance iOS or tablet, and second one with more broad keywords. Okay, and remember, when you are selecting the keyword packet, you can do the next strategy. One ad group for brand keywords, one ad group from defense keywords, and the third one is to conquer keywords. And if you want, for each ad group, you can establish different CPIs. And for me, this is quite interesting because with your brand, maybe you need to pay low CPI. However, maybe for that conquer keyword, the CPI will be higher. And once again, the same keywords will show on google.com plus in Google Play. As you can see, conversions, we are completely codeless on Android. And this is something desktop people are used to do it. We encourage to move from CPC to CPA. If you know what is your CPI or CPA is the same, and go forward, you establish from day one and how much are you willing to pay for the download, and that's it. And said, but Juan, my doubts, my issues are how we can find which keyword should I use on my campaigns. I encourage you to use the app keyword tool. As you can see, they will give you keywords related to your app, keywords that can drive install, and also can give you the volume, so you can estimate more or less the amount of downloads that you can get and how much could cost to you. Okay, and this is for me the bible of the search campaign is set up one campaign for each app, and don't try to do like for the same campaign to use 2 or 3 different apps. Doesn't work. Okay, and because each app is completely different, the performance will be different. Second one, as you can see, like we are using like 25, 35, 35 characters for the ads. Try to in each sentence to finish with 1 punctuation. And the third one, and this is coming from bad habits from desktop, is in app promo we don't use keyword at a level destination URL. This is important. All the keywords must point it out to Play Store or iTunes Store. This is mandatory. Okay, and doesn't matter if you have a different strategy on desktop. For mobile app promo, all the keywords must point it out to the Play Store. Yeah, and this is everything for search. And now we are talking about display. But before to speak about display, is here what makes the difference. As I mentioned at the beginning, search will bring you more or less like 10-15% of the total downloads and super low CPI. But what makes success your app? What is where you can have the real volume is on AdMob plus MGDN and all together. And this one, where I will take the next 10-15 minutes to explain how to optimize based on CPI, based on volume, how you can do a manual optimization if you are not happy with conversion optimizer, how to set up campaigns, and how to decide which budget you need to do to take the most of your app campaign. And this is the key thing in order to succeed. And don't waste a lot of time building app campaigns on search. Just in 10-15 minutes, you can create a search campaign with keyword packet. But here is where you need to dedicate most of your time. Now we are presenting the next one is how to drive. This slide is quite dense, but we need to read together, okay? Use conversion optimizer. Don't try to use to do CPC. If you decided to run CPC, means that you are able to optimize every 72, 96 hours. Like why? Because some third-party tracking, they need around 48 hours to pass the info to AdWords. So the thing, like when you are optimizing, maybe it's not relevant. So from day one, conversion optimizer is enabled on Android. You need to wait for iOS one conversion. And this is no doubt, don't make your life harder. With conversion optimizer, day one, use it. Second one, what is my budget and that I need to establish from day one? This is very easy. If you have a target CPI of €1, don't try to put a daily budget of 15 because after 15 conversions, the campaign will stop. We encourage to use at least 50 times your target CPA from beginning. And this will allow to conversion optimizer to find and conversion at the beginning. And remember, when you set up a cost per installation, you are set up for a 30 days window. Don't wait after the second or third day, you see, oh, I have a target CPI of €1, and at the moment we are €3. I will stop, I cancel everything, I will put CPI from €1 to 50 cents, so conversion optimizer will work harder. No, this is not the way to use. The way to use is wait at least 150 conversions or 2 weeks in order like conversion optimizer stabilize and also to get the most. As you can see, conversion optimizer, the first weeks will be over CPI expected. Why? Because they need to reach in which place they can be, they can find more conversions at your desired CPI. And after the third 4 weeks, they will be optimizing based on the information they got on the first 2 weeks. And second one is use ad promo templates. These ad promo templates that we saw on the previous Hangouts, they adapt to more or less 9 sizes. If you said, Joan, I have like super brand branding, it's well known, and I prefer not to use the app template, it's okay, but you need to use the image ads on the 9 ad formats, okay? And the last one, and for that reason I put in red, and please don't separate, don't break out into separate ad group. It means some of the clients, they said, okay, I have the same targeting for each ad group, but in one ad group, I have 300 by 250 ad format. In other ad group, I have 200 by 150. Try to simplify as much as you can with all the ad formats in one group. And now, said Joan, how can enable MGDN? As you should be quite familiar on this AdWords interface. If you click the button like let AdWords automatically find new customers, you will be enable MGDN. I encourage to do it. Why? Because if you do this, you will have a belief of almost 30% of your reach. So more chance to find more downloads at the desired CPI. Does it work with iOS? The answer is no. This feature is only available for Android. And so overall, how we should optimize our campaigns. As I mentioned before, you just create the campaign, wait for ads be approved, switch on conversion optimizer and desired CPA. Between day 2 and 13, try to check, but don't make change. This is very important. Remember, we need between 3, 4, 5 weeks in order conversion optimizer to stabilize. And day 14, check about how is the target CPA. If the second week, I put day number 15, to be honest with you, I will wait at least 21 days. And if there are the campaign is not performing as you want, I encourage to do the manual optimization, okay? And how to do it, okay? And now we'll see the next slides. Now, this is this is a little bit complex and slide. So before I go to present mode, and why I am adding the slide from CPC to conversion optimizer, because some of you that are coming once again from desktop and they are using to run the campaign on CPC. So when you are on CPC and you move to conversion optimizer, because we encourage to do it, because conversion optimizer do all this manual optimization for you, and they said, okay, I am killing the traffic. And the question is, why you are killing traffic? Because maybe you are bidding, I don't know, like 50 cents, €1, €1 50 on CPC. When you move to conversion optimizer, you are said, okay, I want conversions at €3. Okay. But before to move from CPC of €1, for instance, to a CPI of €3, here on the first stage, like when you are on CPC, how much? What is the CPI for you? If you have a CPI of €5 or €6, when you move from €5, €6 CPI, but bidding on CPC, and you move to a CPI of 3 with conversion optimizer, of course you will kill by 50% the traffic. And some advertisers, they do this, they move from CPC to a conversion optimizer with a low CPI, and after come back again to CPC, and after come back again to CPI. And my suggestion to you is, when you start first day conversion optimizer, how much is the CPI, and after move to if you are not happy with the performance, just to do the manual optimization. Here you can find the same way like I explained to you, but with numbers of how to move from CPC to conversion optimizer. Okay. Now we start with the interesting thing of how we can get the leverage. What is how we can reach the next level. Once again, if you are like you are calculating the lifetime value, we encourage to use this type of targeting. If for you all the users they have the same value, this is maybe too advanced for you. And here is, as you are aware of, we have interstitial and not interstitial ads. If you know what is the value for the users coming from interstitial versus users coming from non-interstitial, there is an option on AdWords interface to make a campaign just running on interstitial and a campaign running with non-interstitial. Okay, so you can also bid in a different CPI, and so you can be more profitable. But the question is, before to do this, we make sure like you know what is the value of the users coming from different ad formats. Okay, and how to do it? Just go to campaign level and exclude on the with the follow placement Gmob mobile app non-interstitial, and the campaign will turn into non-interstitial campaign. Second one, stop serving ads. I saw so many app campaigns running on negative remarketing to exclude to those users that have already the app. This is not the case. Just for your information, all, as you can see on Android and iOS, all users they have already your app won't see your ad again. Okay, so you don't need to do negative remarketing to exclude these users. Where this doesn't work on MGDN for Android, doesn't work on iOS, on search and MGDN. Okay, how to optimize for volume. So you are happy with the performance, but you want more volume. First one we need to do is increase the budget. But they said, yes, already I am not spending the budget. Why should I increase the budget? Because if you increase the budget, you are telling to conversion optimizer, hey, we have more budget to spend, so find as many placement as possible in order to leverage the volume. This is one. Second one, if the CTR is really low, remember the first slide that I showed you about the creatives and the landing page. This is something like you need to address. Better text ads, more appealing call to action, and also work on the Play Store. CPI, if the CPI is you are not happy with the CPI, you need to check the following three statements. Okay, the number one and the number three are the same like the previous one, but look the second one, and this is the manual optimization like we are talking. If you see like there are some placements where the performance is quite poor, I encourage you to go to display network, placements, see details, and all. And you will see for each placement how many clicks, how many impressions, what is the CPC, which is the CPI, what is the total conversion. And based on this, you need to optimize. In the next 2 or 3 slides, we will see how to do a manual optimization on bulk. And a note of targeting. As I mentioned, you can select some key categories. You can select all the Play Store. As you see, in this case, we select all the placement at once, all apps, Apple App Store. But which info is telling you here? Not much, because all the data is combined. My suggestion to you is instead of selecting the top one, Apple App Store, is select one by one: book, business, catalog, education, entertainment, finance. Because of this, you will be able to know which categories you are getting better performance. Okay, and you see on games and a small one, this a plus. If you click there, you will see I think there are like 10 12 type of games. Also it's interesting because something like we learn is retail and retail fashion for girls. The casual games, the performance are just amazing on games. Move one to manual optimization. Remember, like go to display network and see details all, and how we can do that, how we can optimize. My first suggestion is go to ad group level, don't go to campaign level, download the report. And for me, this is the three key metrics is if a placement they have more than 500 impressions and 0 click, pause at group level. Never exclude at campaign level, because maybe this placement doesn't work on this specific ad group, but maybe this ad placement is working well in other campaign. Okay, so do pause at group level. If they have more than 100 clicks and 0 downloads, pause also this placement. And if the CPI is 3 times higher than the target CPI, once again, pause this placement. Okay, and now just to wrap up on YouTube, we encourage to use conversion optimizer. And this is something quite interesting about YouTube. The people think, oh, YouTube for apps, how I can make the campaign, make your life easier. The same way like you build YouTube campaigns for desktop, we have the same targeting. Everything is the same, you similar audience. You can bid by keywords, you can do it by interest, you can do it by affinity, you can do the same like in desktop. But so where is the difference? Once again, is the difference always on the ad. Okay, remember, the user will see your video on a mobile phone, on a tablet. So at the same interview, the 5 first seconds makes the difference. So make an appealing, okay, make a short video between 30-40 seconds. Of course, be relevant. And this is one tip for the branding guys. Don't use the TV commercial on YouTube app promo. doesn't work. The CPI could be 4, 5, 6 times higher if you make the TV commercial versus a specific video where you are promoting your app. Okay. Another one is encouraged to take an action, and see, this one, the number 5, makes the most value what is for the user to download your app. Okay, so but where I can find these examples, I encourage you to use these three. One is top 11 2015, and this is a game where you can manage your team. Beautiful video. Also, the second one is the company is called Toy Blast, where it's a gaming company. But the third one is Milka, the chocolate. I encourage you to see. It's in French, but you will see. You don't need to hear what they say. The image is so appealing, and they encourage you to download and play with this game. Yeah. And now the so far we, as a recap, let me see. As a recap, we speak about how to optimize in search. Okay, keywords are very important. How to optimize in AdMob. Dedicate most of your time to find the right targeting, right categories, be quite appealing with the text. And now with YouTube, which is the balance? Like if you make running an app campaign, you will see 10-15% of conversions coming from search, around 80% or 75-80% coming from AdMob, and 10-15% and coming from YouTube. And this is a healthy balance. If you are like more like a promo branding campaign, I will put more budget on YouTube. What is the right budget? The right budget for me is 15 for search and YouTube, and 70% on AdMob. If your main goal is volume, if you are looking for only like branding, put maybe like 50-60% on YouTube. Okay, because YouTube also, as I mentioned at the beginning, we are able, it's a brand performance, means you can track CPI, CPC, conversions, everything related. And now, said Joan, thank you very much for these 35 minutes about a performance. But what's next? Then what is next? I try to summarize in five sentences. Is now, after this hangout, check your account settings, make sure that you are running mobile app install, make sure like you are targeting the right audience, like you are setting the right language, the right device. Also, use conversion optimizer across a Google App solution. This is for me mandatory. Don't try to do manual optimization if you can avoid, because you can dedicate your time and your effort to analyze where are coming your higher lifetime value user. But if you need to do manual optimization, do it. For improve your keyword strategy. And something quite interesting for me is wait. In desktop, we see data in real time. In the app world, we have a delay of 24-48 hours. I know like some third-party companies promise you each real data and time, and it's not real data time. Is always they have this delay of 24-48 hours. So when you need to optimize, my suggestion is today is 28, for instance, to optimize from the last month until the 25. Don't select the last 2 or 3 days, in order you will see more accurate data. Okay, now you are a pro. My advice to you is read. It's completely available, all this. Use everything on bulk. Don't do little. Now I changed the CPI, and now I change the settings. Do in once, like commercial optimizer, to run for 3-4 weeks, and you will see you find the right performance. And the last words for me is Thank you very much for guys for your time. It was a pleasure. Remember now it's coming Google Analytics. It's coming app industry, and I hope you have fun. Take care, guys. Thank you. Bye bye.